npx create next app. We'll call this P-short. Easy enough. Love that the TypeScript template doesn't include the node types. Actually, that reminds me. I saw a question. I forgot to answer it. Somebody asked if I thought you should learn Node.js or stick with, I think, stick with Next, they said. They might have said, should I learn Next or learn Node? I don't think Node's a thing to learn right now. Node is a protocol as much as it is a framework and a way to build a solution. You're going to learn Node by using Next.js, and you'll quickly figure out what you don't know and need to once you start building, and Next will get you building faster. I really don't like the mindset of sitting there and just going through a doc or going through a 200-hour tutorial to learn everything about one technology. You need to build something with it. Go build. And as Oppie just said, Next.js APIs are basically Node. They're Express compliant, and Express is a Node like routing solution for building like JSON REST endpoints. So yeah, Next APIs are fully Express compliant. Moving between the two is somewhat trivial. And I don't use Node by itself anymore, almost ever. Our backend, in quotes, is our Next app. Cool. So I installed the type/node. I actually don't think I'm going to need TRPC for this. I'm going to need TRPC for this. Who am I kidding? Once I build the UI. But for now, I want to build the backend to make sure that works. npx Prisma init. Yo, thank you for the sub, Obi the Shaman. Zap asked, can Next directly connect to the DB? Effectively, yeah. Next is an opinionated Express-ish starter that is like Next is a backend that happens to serve a React app. You can do anything you can do in a server on Node.js in Next, effectively. It's made like we connect to it usually through Prisma, which is why I just initted Prisma in this Next project. Do I have this open? Cool, I do. And now I can, I have to go create a new database in PlanetScale. Do I try Supabase for this, guys? I need an easier way to run a poll. Oh, I know. Voti.t3.gg. Supabase or PlanetScale? Just shared the link. We'll give it 2 minutes. Mike will grab a soda while I wait for y'all to vote on this. It's competitive. Supabase real time would be interesting, but this is a link creator. Honestly, the correct solution for this is arguably going to be worker KV. Don't tell me this stayed. Oh, this is so close. Cloudflare D1. I don't even know if that's accessible yet. Yeah, I'll be building this with Vercel functions too, Glassy. Polls buggy, click it and it shows the results and then takes you back to voting. Oh, that might be cookies being weird and also Firefox being stupid. It's letting you vote more than once. I might have fucked up the cookies. It's possible it's not storing the cookies properly. I'll look into it later. I threw this together pretty quick. Cool. Supabase is winning a lot harder than I might have expected. The Supabase surpassed Firebase. I took a shit this morning that surpassed Firebase. Sorry. I have opinions. We've been over it. Cool. PlanetScale it is. And I close all these because we don't need them anymore. Signing in on my work account, so you'll see. Oh, Voti's in here. Forgot I accidentally put that in the company one instead of the personal one. I think I still have room to make a new database. T short. Definitely don't want US East. Oh, looks like I am using the company one. Create database. Uh, MPX or PScale DB connect. What do I name it? T short. I just PScale connect. Uh, T short main port 3309. Not ready yet. Cool. Mark. Yeah, I have no reply. You're right, Mark. This one time. But yes, I should move these things off. I will get there. Once you stop using the company account to take off all of our WebSockets from prod. I think you using the company accounts in dev is more risky than me using them for content. It took me a minute to come up with a response there. I'm proud I actually had something to get you back for. Cool. That's connected now. I have this open. Let's go update the dot and v. And I just remembered I don't remember what I put there, so I'm gonna do my. Oh wait, I have what I built last time. I can use. I can use the polls app, so I don't have to hide things because I don't really care if you guys see the environment variables here. Cool. I will paste, rename this to T short, and that should just work now. Here, that's correct. Need to git ignore the dot environment. Cool. Cool. I think that's everything I need there. Let's add something. Model short link created at URL. This is gonna have to be longer than a string. bb dot var char. I forgot how to do var char in Prisma. Prisma var char. Ah, I'll make this 1,000 for now. Did not add db dot. I just no. Oh, it's. I think I should put string here too. Text. Yeah, it's gotta be text. Nope. Checking the pin code base, and this is actually a valuable file, so hiding it when I do that. And dumb. Okay. Cool. It's. I think this matters. No, it doesn't. I have no idea what I was doing wrong. Good catch, Code Stallion. I also have to do the PlanetScale, Prisma. Like, there's a couple other small things you're supposed to do. Prisma save dev, referential integrity. That's not in client, that's in data source. So for those that don't know, Postgres or PlanetScale doesn't have proper referential integrity, which means that it doesn't have direct references to and from. Like if I had two models and they had a foreign ID, I'll have model short link, model user, and this user, I will say they still have an ID, but they have short link, which is short link, and I then will it not view problem. Normally it'll just auto fix this format. There we go. Cool. So this relation says that short link has, or user has a short link, and as such, these two are now related. They're tied together. And a short link can have an array of, or has an array of users. So there's however many users that this one short link has access to, but this user's bound to this one short link. Right now, if the short link gets deleted, the user still has the ID for that. Is this user still valid? That's the question that referential integrity is meant to answer. It carries these references, and you can define actions like on delete cascade, which means if the thing that is referenced gets deleted, then we want this to get deleted as well. We don't often want that. It's usually considered better to manage these things yourself, and when something is deleted, manage anything that it referenced at that time. And that combined with the scaling story of PlanetScale and Vitess means that internally, these links aren't strong links. Like short link ID is just a number here because it's just an int. And this int could be wrong and not actually point to a short link. And Vitess doesn't do anything about that. It doesn't care. That's your problem to resolve. I think that's okay, mostly because it makes the scaling story much better. But I think that comes with a cost as well. The cost being the lack of reliability when things get deleted, and that references are something you now have to deal with yourself. You have to make the foreign keys. You have to make the indexes. I like that, but I see why it's a pain point, and I think Prisma could do a better job of addressing it, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, tea before I fall asleep. Anyways, so now we have short link. Now we're going to do my favorite thing, Prisma DB push. Did I have it on 3306, not 3309? Oh, I did. Cool, that's fine. Then I can stop adding the port command. 3306 is the default. Haha. And now we have the schema pushed. I'm going to make this a lot longer. Cool. And that's now synced. What we have now is a DB model with a short link entity that has an ID created at an URL. Also going to add slug, which I will insist is unique, and add at index slug. Not, did you do parens for this? Aha, cool. So now we're indexed on slug. Probably want to index on URL in the future, maybe, but probably not. So that should not be optional. DB push. Full stacking, no, we don't use any Docker. Unique probably auto indexes. I don't feel like checking. If somebody else wants to confirm or deny, please feel free. MPX Prisma Studio. Another one of the magic pieces of Prisma. You get a built-in like DB editor. HTTPS T3. I want to pick a better. I'll just do ping. Cool. We will link this on ping and test slug. Is the slug. Cool. Yeah, all the autocomplete was GitHub Copilot. I used to shit on it, but it's impressed me. It's made me faster, and I didn't expect it to. It's fine. Tea over coffee asked, with Prisma, how often do I find myself opting to write pure SQL? Literally never once. Not a single time. Prisma is the abstraction I've been looking for this whole time. It's so good. I was similar. I always used SQL because the ORM didn't do what I needed it to, or did it in a weird, unintuitive way. Prisma almost always does what I would want to do myself. There are a few exceptions, but they are very few. Cool. Now we got that done. Should probably build the actual like rest of it. Need a Prisma client. I can go rip the code I wrote for polls for the Prisma client. DB client copy. I need to make my source folder. Paste, move, move. Yeah, run dev. Well, that looks like it's working. Git status. In it with Prisma and source there. I'll make a repo for this later. Cool. Now we have that done. I want to build the hard parts first. So I'm going to do that. Let's do source pages API. Get url.ts. Import next. Or default. Cool. So this should not be. I'll figure out the directions here, like how I want to route things in the future. I probably want to move this out of API and up a directory, but we'll get there when we get there. Prisma. Am I not able to import my Prisma const? Prisma from db/client. Cool. Wait, Prisma dot short link dot get or dot find first, where slug equals. I need to console.log query request because I don't actually know what I want off of this. There's a way to get the slug directly off. I'm pretty sure it's going to be request or query slug like this. We'll see. Let's just go request it and see what happens. Localhost API. Did I just have that as API slug. Slug. And it's stalled. Top of this output. Undefined expected. Oh, I'm breaking. This is really bad. God, I just realized that the automatic code that we got from Copilot was that bad. Good to know. And here we got post API testing with a slug. Slug, testing with a slug. Cool, that does work. So what we want is this is why I hate not having like proper type safety top to bottom. I have to like guess all this shit. If no slug or res dot code or status code 404. No? Res dot send JSON dot message not found. Or please use with a slug. And now we know we have a slug. And we should even know, or if no slug or type of slug does not equal string. Cool. Now we know it's a string. Here we have the slug. So I can do where slug equals slug. Oh, I have to return it here. Cool. So the reason that it's string or string array is because you could theoretically have multiple of the same query params. So if I have a URL like localhost 3000 view equals 1 and view equals 2, this is valid, and the response would be two views or two view params. So you get an array back with 1 and 2 in it. So it's important to be able to support that. Cool. So now we have the data. If no data, turn this again this time, but slug not found. Data.url. Cool. That should be it. I forgot what I named it. Test slug. So when I do that, message slug not found, test slug, instantly redirects. Cool. Good start. Let's get status. Don't have a repo yet. That's fine. We'll get there when we get there. Cool. Next thing I want to do is I don't actually want to do the SQL request every time somebody goes to the URL. So I'm redirecting here. I don't want to do that. I want to res.send json.stringify. All right, I think I can res.json URL data.url. I can just send back the whole data. Cool. What this does now is it returns the URL as a JSON blob that I can now theoretically cache and do other things with, because I want to request this at the edge. I really want to be able to resolve these redirects at the edge, not here. So I'm going to make a new get URL. I'm going to move this guy into there. And now I'm going to make a new top level page here, underscore middleware dot ts. And let's grab the middleware from here to start. We don't care about tokens just yet. If request URL. That's convenient. Just return early if that's the case. Console.log returning early. Just to make sure that works. And if I refresh that, we should see returning early in the console, and we don't. Oh, it's because I didn't change the URL. Oh, I need to change that. Wrong code base. Uh, let's bump this. Oh, Prisma. Oh, I didn't save the change after. That's dumb. Cool. And in here, did I skip? It does not look like the skip occurred. Okay, that skip isn't working. That's fine. I should rewrite that so it does work. Let's just find some next middleware examples. Yeah, they don't even have path here. That's annoying. As an extended parsed. Oh, okay. Path name. Aha. That should work. And returning early. We did it. Cool. We're now out way faster. Cool. So now we have that. I don't need any of this shit. All I need to do is const. I guess we should only really care if this is if it doesn't match anything, which it's not going to. I'll whitelist other stuff in the future, but for now, let's log the console.log path. And now I'm gonna do /test slug. 404s. I should, yeah, path test slug. Cool. That means I should be able to steal from here. Const slug equals interesting choice dot replace. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Console.log slug. We'll let. Yeah, cool, that worked. And now we have the slug, which I want to get. And I want to get this from my DB, but I don't want to. So here's where my like genius solution here comes in. I see Glassy figured it out pretty quickly in chat. I can't call Prisma in here because this runs on the Cloudflare edge in their weird Cloudflare like V8 runtime hijack that isn't a real native box. So I can't use Prisma because Prisma uses Rust under the hood. So what I have to do here instead is fetch that from my own endpoint, which is why I made the /API/get slugs. Equals await fetch. I don't think this is going to work because I'm going to need the full qualified like URL. I'm going to console log this and see if it has what I need. Full next URL. And the full next URL has origin. Perfect. Cool. And now I should have my data back. And I do. Cool. If data dot test or dot URL res dot return next response dot redirect data dot URL. That's it, right? That's it, right? Localhost 3000 slash test slug. Ta-da! I'm a magician. I did it. Cool. Glassy, do you want to take this repo and go build everything else for it? Auth UI, whatever the fuck. Cool. Why does .json need to wait? Technically, it's async. Yeah, it delivers a promise. Probably shouldn't, but it does in ExpressLand. So, yeah. Sorry I was quiet for a lot of that. I was just curious how quickly I could get this working. Pretty pumped. Oh, cool. You already have a UI. Links.heyglassy.com. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, I don't want to build any of that. I've built enough UIs on stream. Y'all already know how bad I am at CSS. I don't need to prove it anymore. Cool. I should probably push this somewhere. GitHub. T-short. Need a better name for it. Shortest Pokemon. Number one. It's full baby. Joltik. I like it. This is now named Joltik. Now you all know how I name things too. Yes, most of the internal repos at Peng are named after Pokemon related stuff. That's totally not why I made Roundest, because I needed to find the Roundest Pokemon for a repo name. That would be a crazy acquisition, or a crazy assumption. Add -p. Don't want that there anymore. Lots of sirens in the background. Hope those aren't coming through the mic. Sorry if they do. Uh, actual redirect at root. Next API function cache. I want to make these super fast. API caching. Interesting. I don't like the use of memory cache for these things. Should be relatively easy to, in the API response, set things, shouldn't it? Res dot. There. What's the Vercel cache headers? What if I built a link shortener without a UI? So it is a link shortener that redirects you to things fast. Cool. Cache control field is in, yep, yada yada. Not contain range. Any of the following. I want a really long max age. I'm just going to make it huge for now. Cool. Now, theoretically, this should be very fast. Add p, yes, git commit cache headers, git push. Now the part everybody's asking, how deploy? Vercel, as always. Switch off the Ping Labs account to my personal, new project. Joltik. Environment variables. I need database URL. And I'm hiding my screen. Actually, I will show you up until I copy the database URL because everybody always asks about this because I have to cover my screen during it. Here is the database in PlanetScale. There's a connect button right here. I click the connect button and then it shows the password that you guys all now have. So I have to hide it, kill that password, go generate a new one quick. Sorry about that. I failed to add that correctly like 3 separate times. I'm going to have to redeploy this. Deployments, redeploy. And while that's going on, I'm going to give it a fancier domain. Domains j.t3.gg work. Cool. And now that, cool, it probably crashed because of the lack of database URL, I'm guessing. Hopefully this one will work. What's the Discord? Since you're on YouTube, it's harder to link, but t3.gg/discord will bring you there. t3.gg/links will show you links to all my stuff over there. Cool. Refresh. Come on, Vercel. That's fine as long as test slug does it. Ta-da! j.t3.gg/test slug almost instantly does the redirect too. That's super snappy. Cool. That means I'm done, right? I did it. I don't have to do the rest, right? Someone else's problem. Please. Help. Help. Cool. Repos here. TOBR/Joltik. Shared in the chat. Hope you guys like that. You have no way to post to the DB, so there's nothing you can do with it yet. Classy's problem, not mine. Yeah. Yay. We did it, Reddit. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas, things I missed in chat? I missed a lot of chat there. Is my GitHub in colorblind mode? Yes, I am very colorblind, and it is a very nice change. They recently changed the colors in the GitHub colorblind mode, and they swapped a few, and it drove me mad for a bit, but I'm used to it now. It's fine. But yes, very colorblind, very much using colorblind mode. So this is cached by the browser. No. This is cached by Vercel. Good question. Do I still have that Vercel cache article open? Vercel cache. So on Vercel, if you make a response that has a cache control header on it that specifies an age or a like amount of time this thing is going to be around for, you have effectively told Vercel, hey, you can cache this response and skip the Lambda if somebody makes it again within this time. So when you specify max age public in these fields here, you're telling Vercel to cache this thing. Stale while revalidate is also a really good option that we should probably turn on for this, which is after a certain amount of time, if somebody makes a request, resolve it to exactly what you have cached if you have a cache, but update in the background if we don't have a cached value, or even if we have a cached value. That way, if you have a URL that you want to, if you want to update what the URL slug points to, and then you hit this, it'll make sure the next person to make the request has an updated version. I'm actually using this for docs.ping.gg, which is not public yet. I want to be clear. This, I mean, it's there. You can go to it, but it's very, very early. This is using Notion, and it's using Notion in a kind of sketchy way. So we don't constantly hit Notion and read it on every request. ISWR the most recent thing. And if somebody makes a change, it takes like 2 to 3 refreshes to make that change appear on the real site. But it does happen when the request has been validated in the future. I did not pick which type of redirect, so I'm using whatever the next middleware, next response.redirect uses. It's using that. So, yeah. This is a very early demo of what it would look like to build a link shortener using NextJS on the edge with Prisma and PlanetScale. I guess that's what I'll chop this section and title it in the YouTube video. But yeah. I like this one. This is a nice, simple project. I've overthought this problem way too much because Glassy brought it up to me a while back and it just stuck in my head. And I knew the solution would work, but I wanted to see ergonomically how it would feel. And it felt fine. That was really quick and simple. And I think this is one of the few gold use case examples of Next.js middleware. It's still annoying. I have to manually escape stuff. Like I have to check if it's the API and if it is escape. That felt a little nasty. Ideally, I wouldn't have to do that, but it is what it is. Wow, you made it to the end again. It means I can let you in on a fun fact. I hired my editor to work at Ping, which means I don't have an editor for the channel anymore. This edit was quickly done by a friend and fan. I'll drop his Twitter handle over here, but we do need to ramp things up on the editing side. So if you have ideas for content, if there are things from the stream that you think went really well, be sure to bring them up in the Discord, t3.gg/discord. Also, please like, subscribe, share the video with some friends, leave a comment letting us know what you liked about it. I know it's annoying, but it does help the channel a ton, especially the subscribing and the liking of the video. So hit those 2 buttons if you haven't already. It means a lot. Shut up, cat. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.